I've gotten fired from 2 jobs for looking at porn on websites.
Really?
I'm trying to lose my stomach. Do you burn calories during sex?
You're not gonna lose the poop over sex.
You get 3 seconds max with me on top.
As a gay man, may I speak freely?
Is anyone really heterosexual? I don't believe it. I think everyone's bi.
What? You are sitting next to a fully heterosexual person.
Tonight on Nick Cannon at Night, a New York Times best-selling author and renowned psychotherapist. It's our friend, Dr. Mike Dow. Beyond the screen, she's an outspoken creator and performer who knows how to captivate an audience. It's Viking Barbie. Welcome to Nick Cannon at Night, where we discuss love, sex, and relationships with the experts and our personal friends. And always to set the tone, I need everybody to put their drinks in the air. You know what it is. It's time for the nightcap. Now, usually a nightcap is something that just sets the tone, but we know we trying to figure out if y'all telling the truth or not. We're gonna give you a fact, and you gotta tell us if it's truth or cap. Porn was one of the first things ever shared on the internet. Truth or cap?
True. Cap.
If you think it to be true, drink. It is true. It is true. Digital pornography circulated on Usenet news groups before the web existed. By August 1996, nearly half of the most active Usenet groups were adult content. I mean, they say porn is always the catalyst for a lot of technology. You believe that?
It is. I mean, especially when the internet was first a new thing. If you're gonna spend 5 minutes downloading one photo, what do you think you're gonna sit there for, right? It's gonna be
somebody who butt
pornographic.
naked. No, but that's the thing, I think, because remember they used to like call it like the information superhighway, and you know, obviously I'm that older. I remember when it used to have to go to like the public library to use the internet. So people was looking at porn while they supposed to be looking at books.
I just talked to old guys online, told them I was 18 when I was little.
Really?
Whoa!
My screen name was Scooby.
That's hilarious.
But they didn't pick up on it, you know.
Right,
just like age, sex, location.
Chat rooms were a thing, right? Before Instagram, you couldn't see people. They were just some handle mysteriously. You know, you didn't know their age.
Yeah, no.
They could be catfishing.
Yeah, I was about to say that was some Chris Hansen shit. Like.
Yeah, but it was like I was luring them to their. And there was no Chris Hansen. It was
There was no.
weird. In fact, I was talking to like some girl on there before. It was like in a lesbian chat room, and I was all excited because I'm like kind of a lesbo, and like so. But she didn't believe me that I was a real girl.
Oh, of
because
course not.
she's like, you're a dude, and I'm like, I swear to God. And she's like, what size stockings are you? I'm like, 13. I don't know what size stock. I was like, I just wanted to sext.
And that's even like the origin of that time in the 90s. Like, that's where sexting created. Because like you said, you couldn't see anything. You couldn't really talk to them. So you had to use your imagination and just type.
I've gotten fired from 2 jobs for looking at porn on the company websites.
Really?
Yeah.
What jobs were those, Viking?
One was a furniture store.
Were you looking at porn at a furniture store?
Little people porn, and maybe I might have seen a video of like a dude with a horse, but.
Interesting. You have a super diverse porn history.
I mean, and then my stepdad had me working for him. Fun fact, he used to take me here for dinner.
Oh, nice.
But he had me working for him, and the computers crashed.
Oh, and he wondered, he's like, why
The guy came in, he said, someone's looking at porn, and everybody looked at me. And he's like, we literally work at a sex business. We work selling dildos.
Right,
like,
right.
Why am I? He's like, there's porn everywhere.
He's like, I'm doing research, Dad.
I just wanted to see big titties. I don't know, I was like, there's always girls.
Well, hopefully that worked out. She went from big titties to a guy with a horse to little people. You like it all.
I'm just a guy, a curious guy. You know what I mean?
You like it all. You do it all. You like it all.
I'm just curious, and I have a morbid fascination with pretty much everything.
Oh,
like
that's
anything that's like I probably shouldn't look at, and then I like regret that I look at it. But it happens.
I think we all have that issue. Or like, we look at our Explorer pages and we're like, how do I get this shit off?
No, I would say like delete it when I die, but honestly, I don't give a shit. Like play horse porn at my funeral.
Has your porn viewing changed through the years? You know, from like teenage years to now?
Well, I don't even like really watch it now because I know everybody. And like it's like
I've been there.
Yeah, like I
know that ass.
Like I haven't even been with them, but like I need it to be real.
Yeah.
You know, so I like make it up in my mind. Like like my dude slamming some strange chick out or something. I'm like, all right, that's it.
Well, we are so happy you are here because you are outspoken. You live, your life to the fullest. And that's what a lot of these people who are needing advice and really have a lot of questions for the doc are all about. So let's jump to it. Let's see who's the first at-nighter we can help.
Okay, real question for the men. Why do guys always say that they prefer a natural woman? And then you go to these comment sections of these Instagram models, which no hate, by the way, that's you do you, girl. But the men in those comment sections are always just melting and throwing themselves at these women with giant, immobile breast implants and fillers all over their face and fillers in their lips and cosmetic surgeries all over their face and liposuction, and the natural girlies are just sitting over here completely confused. Guys will, tell us, just be natural, just be yourself.
I know a titty when I
and
see
then
one.
those girls have 50,000 likes on their videos and everybody just keeps telling us to be natural and be like, what do guys actually like? What do they actually like?
It's a good question.
I'll tell you exactly what it is. They want to jack off and be sexually with the non-natural girls because visually they're more attractive to them, but they want the chick that they wife up, the Madonna whore complex. They want the Madonna to be their wife.
Yeah.
They want them to be kind of undesirable, and they don't objectify them at all. So you got to find a guy who wants you to be his little porn star, who wants you to look hot, and doesn't want you to basically be unattractive to other men.
And that's what I was gonna say as well. I mean, obviously, Doc, you're the expert in dealing with relationships, but I was gonna ask her, who is saying that we only want natural? I mean, I think that might have been like the traditional.
Guys, dog, they're like, oh, she's ugly, she's
But
not. I'm like,
that's
dude, but
what
you're
I was about
lying.
to say. It shouldn't be up to us anyway, because, and from what I mean, the women in here can speak for themselves. It's when it comes specifically to like cosmetic surgery and all that. They're not doing it for us. They're doing it for other women. Or they're doing it for themselves. They're not saying like, ooh, I think I'm gonna get so many guys if I get this done. It's like, women look fly for women.
Yeah.
And then it barrels down to like a self-confidence thing. Like,
Sure.
if a woman has been picked on all her life because she's flat-chested, when she get old enough to go get her some boobs, she gonna go get her some boobs.
Well, and there's
Each
also
his own.
something in the brain where the more different you are, right, these hyper feminine features versus these hyper masculine features. Traditionally, if you are hyper feminine, that means you have high levels of estrogen. So from an evolutionary point of view, there's a reason that, of course, what's a feminine face? Like looking at your face, right? It's heart-shaped. The more testosterone you have, it sort of goes wider in the chin.
Yeah.
The nose is smaller in women. The angle of the nose is smaller.
My brain is a man's brain.
But you have a very feminine face, and so a lot of women on social media are hyper-feminizing their face. Now, there are some men who really like that. If you look at
There's
some
a
of these...
lot of men that like that. Go look at their OnlyFans.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think there are also, different strokes for different folks. I think there are a lot of men who don't like that super
Well,
plastic
they're
look.
afraid. I think it's an intimidation thing, too. I mean, some guys do like natural. I'm not saying that. But, I mean... So, like, remember the Gilligan's Island or whatever, that old show? There's, like, the Marianne and
the ginger.
See,
I was a Marianne type guy.
I was a ginger guy. I was like, ginger looks cool.
Actually, I like the old lady on there, Miss Howe. She was fine. Yeah,
Like,
Miss Howe had it going on.
She was a MILF.
With the diamonds and everything. If there was one on there I was going to knock down, it's going to be the old lady.
Yeah, I would have cracked ginger for sure. But Marianne to me was kind of plain and boring, but apparently that was the guy favorite because she seemed sweet and like the girl next door and approachable.
Yeah.
And I get it, it's you want that, but like also titties,
It's
At the end of the day,
Gonna-
titties is the
and
answer.
ass is really what.
As a gay man, I can just... May I speak freely?
You don't like titties.
I don't like titties at all, but when I look at you, I mean, I think to myself, wow, what a beautiful woman. But the other thing about you is you seem really authentic, just in terms of like all the tats and the way you dress, which sort of matches your personality. And you don't look plastic to me, and you're obviously very beautiful. You've been on the cover of Playboy a few times.
Yeah, Playboy Sweden, Playboy South Africa, Playboy. I've been like in a bunch of different like the offshoot ones.
Nice.
But well, yeah, I mean, I dissolved my filler. I used to have, I went through the phase that everyone went through where I thought filler was attractive.
Right.
So I went in and dissolved everything. I've never had a nose job, even though people think I have.
What is it? And then,
But
forgive
my
me.
titties are fake as hell.
Yeah.
Ass is real. It's
Can-
really the titties.
So just the breasts.
The titties and a little lip filler.
Can I talk, as a guy, I just got a
Botox
question.
on.
Who, like, when it came to like filler or even lip filler, like who's saying that's the aesthetic of beauty that like what is
sexual,
that?
hypersexualized.
It is the hyperfeminine, right? So women tend to have these pillowy cheeks when they're young. It's a very heart-shaped face, right? So high estrogen women will have this, like you have naturally, these high cheekbones that are almost pillowy. High testosterone men almost have an angular, like that gaunt look, right? Where the men's cheekbones stick out and then there's sort of like a divot. It almost goes
like
down.
the chisel.
So if you look at young women, one of the first things that happens in women as they age is they sort of lose that and their faces sort of drop and you kind of see women in their 40s and 50s will sort of get like a wider jaw, right? They lose the
They
heart
get
shape.
the rectangular because things fall. That's when you go in with the fat transfer and the surgery. I'm in. I want everything. I'm gonna look like I went through a wind tunnel. I don't want to be. I want to be like moving 50 miles an hour while sitting still. Do not let me.
But that, like, to me, I just never heard a man be like, man, look at the filler in that girl face.
No, but
It's amazing.
But I guarantee you, he's looking at the big old lips, thinking, "I'd like to."
Not really,
start
though.
at, like the 7 C's.
Again, the bottom thing is like good work is good work, so I can appreciate when it's done well. But if it looks like
If it looks, yeah, I get
You
it.
want it
it's
to
like
be
you
real.
got two sausages as lips.
Look,
You
I
want it
had
to be
the
real.
sausage thing at one time, and I hate it. I look back and I'm like, what was I thinking?
That's why I was like,
I'm
Do you
so
feel
glad.
better? Do you feel better, more natural with less?
I look better. I looked 10 years older with all that filler, and I'm like, why
Right.
was I doing that?
The other thing that happens is there's this phenomenon called perception drift, where you look at your face every day in the mirror. So when you look at filler, you think, wow, I look so much better. So the delta between how you looked and a little bit of filler, you're like, I look so good. And then you also get so used to your face.
It's also
Right.
dopamine.
So then and
You
it
get a
releases
hit
dopamine.
every time you
So
change.
then you sort of lose perspective of what's real, natural looking. So then people just go a little bit too far. It sounds like you did. But then, yeah, in the animal kingdom, we want faces to be natural, right? So
Right,
some
right.
animals will not like a mate if something is super asymmetrical or if there's an eye for, there's even studies where they sort of introduce, not a real animal, but if they can identify,
they
like,
can tell
that's
that
not
it's not real.
they're not gonna, they may even
They're not gonna
assault
try
you,
to, yeah.
right? They're not gonna wanna
Are
mate with
big
that.
red lips supposed to kind of, it reminds men of the vagina,
It does.
an engorged vagina?
It does. And when you look at some of the,
Okay, I
the
see where
blood
you're going.
that flows, right, to the face, to the genitals, that is a signal that I am attracted to
Well, I
you.
had a vagina on my face for sure, dude. That thing like, someone needed to tell me. I have no friends. Actually, I had 3 people tell me. Like, my friends were like, dude,
Well,
it's
that's
too
the thing,
much.
like, even when, because first of all, as a guy, it's a little difficult to tell a woman what to do with their body and their face. And it, like, so I've had friends and, you know, even partners, I'm like, do we gotta do the lips again? Or do we do, like, it's you don't really, because you don't wanna offend them.
Yeah.
But then also, and I think this almost leads to what the young lady was saying as well, there was this thing that was going on. It just seemed like everybody started to look the same.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everybody like this aesthetic. And then
Yeah.
after that, I feel like it
Everyone's
started.
dissolving.
Yeah, but I feel, which I love, but I feel like I'll call it the Kardashian effect because, you know, it really feels like during the height, specifically whether it was Kim and then even her younger sister, Kylie, when they would see them, whatever they were doing on TV, people would try to implement it, and then you looked up 5, 10 years later and everybody has dark hair, fake lips, big boobs, big butt, and it's filler, and it's like, all right, I like someone who looks unique. Like, if you look like yourself, I think that's more attractive probably to what you were
Some of the
saying.
most beautiful faces, when you look at Kate Moss, you look at her teeth, right? There's usually something that's a little bit different.
Right.
And we make something so vanilla and everybody looks exactly like everybody else.
Cindy
There's nothing
Crawford's
that's-
mole.
That's right.
Tyra
That's
Banks'
right.
big forehead.
That's right.
I got a big one too, but I also have the crooked little, like, I call it my little chipmunk tooth. And I was like, if I ever got like caps or anything, I would keep the little crooked tooth because I think
Yeah.
it's cute,
Right.
you know? And I love when people have jumbled teeth.
And there's confidence in that too. So either one way or the other, because there's confidence in if you get some work done and you feel better about yourself, and there's confidence in like, look, I am what I am, flaws and all. For
sure.
So
No, a little Middle Eastern man in a shitty motel is the reason I got my tits done. And he just
Please,
like I was a dancer and we did like shows and bachelor parties, and he said, darling, you're so perfect. You would be perfect if your tits were bigger. And I was like, I was like, well, You heard him, fellas.
Did he pay for it?
No. No, but it wouldn't leave my head. Like, it was literally like, and I was at the time having troubles with the partner I was with. So then I was like, what if that's why I'm not doing well? So it was like a whole insecurity.
Got in your
totally
head.
got my tits done because I was insecure. I'm not even gonna like lie about that.
Is that usually where it starts from? It's like whatever you had an insecurity in.
Because I
that
didn't
you wanna
even
fix.
want them.
For sure.
My whole life I never wanted them. And it was just...
Because you're statuesque, you're tall,
I didn't
you're
really
like...
need it, you know? I just had normal boobs, and I've
Right.
always had a big butt. I've always had a big butt. So it was just one of those looks, but now I love it. I went up another time.
Well, you look amazing.
Thank you.
Viking Barbie in the building.
Agreed.
Yes, of course. Clap it up for our big butt. That's what
DraftKings Casino has your playbook for gaming action all season long. Play thousands of popular slots for a shot at jackpots. Over $400 million has already been awarded. Here's how you get in the game. Download the app, drop code NCAN, place your first $5 bet, and boom, those spins are yours. New players get 500 spins on Huff N' More Puff over 10 days. Download the app, use code NCAN, and claim your spins after your first $5 wager. Get in the game with DraftKings Casino, home of the largest jackpot win in online casino history. The crown is yours.
Let's check in with our next at night and see who can help.
Hey, Nick Cannon. I'm Cherry Ann Trinidad from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm trying to lose my stomach. That's basically where I'm at right now. So the question that I have for you is, do you burn calories during sex? And if you do, does it count for cardio or strength training? Inquiring minds want to know. Thank you.
That's a great question. And don't lose too much of that stomach because we like a little fupa every now and then. But I would say both, right? Like,
Depends, is she doing the squatting? If she's squatting, it could be a little bit of weight training, a little bit of HIIT.
is she on top?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no one's doing that. You get 3 seconds max with me on top, and I'm like, I'm getting down, pillow princess. Like,
You're not gonna lose the fupa with sex.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Sex does count a little bit as cardio, but it's light cardio. So you'll burn anywhere from about 100, maybe max 150 calories during sex.
That's
so
it?
That's it. So it's about the equivalent of walking 30 minutes. So yeah, it's a little bit of cardio, but not much.
You're not gonna lose this. You need to do weightlifting.
All that sweating and I'm only burning 150 calories?
Well, no, but you're the man, so you actually burn more.
Oh,
That's true.
oh,
That's
okay.
true. Men
I was
are
gonna
actually
say.
closer to 100, 150. Women are oftentimes a little bit less, just because of
when I
metabolism men
strap-
versus women.
One time
So you really be putting it in when you put the dick on?
I strapped 3 girls at once, and I literally felt like I was gonna die. But like I felt so good about myself. I was like, this is how dudes feel. Like it feels so like I feel like a badass.
Yeah.
Like
So does that turn you on
yes,
when you?
the power. I love the power, and also like it like rubs against you and stuff like that.
Oh, so
But-
it's the thing
Yeah.
also stimulates you.
I just love girls. I think I'm like 70% gay. I always say that.
Really?
I always end up with dudes, but like I like end up in a relationship with dudes, but I'm way more attracted to women.
What's that spectrum called?
Gay?
We talk, yeah, the,
The gay spectrum.
No, you
The
you
Kinsey
taught me
scale?
about it. The scale, yeah,
So
yeah.
0 to 6. They say, oh, you're a Kinsey 6. I'm a Kinsey 6. That means exclusively homosexual, right?
yeah.
Like I'm not attracted to women at all, never have been. And 0 is exclusively heterosexual, right? So by
Is anyone really heterosexual? I don't believe it. I think everyone's bi.
What?
I think
You're sitting next to a fully heterosexual person.
Let me see your hands. I heard the finger length has something to do with it.
These fingers have never been in a male's ass whatsoever. These are vagina fingers. Not that I'm insecure or any type of homophobic. I just know that
Right.
type of stuff never crosses my mind.
What
Like,
if it's
some of my
what if it's
friends
internalized
are,
homophobia that has you not down? Like, what if there's not one man in the world? I'm just saying.
Let go, keep going.
There's not one man in the world that's a little bit beautiful, is all I'm saying.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we have a Kinsey 0 right here
Okay,
and
zero.
a Kinsey 6, and it's beautiful that you're probably a Kinsey. You're like a 3 or a 4, which
Yeah,
is
I'd
cool.
say
Maybe
4.
probably a 4, maybe 4.5.
But what's dope, or what I learned about this scale, and I was like, it's like a dick lie detector test. Like, they put something on your
They
situation.
measure the blood flow in your penis.
Show
to
me
see,
some boobs.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some blood
And
flow.
you can do the same thing with women.
And that's how you would determine what number you're on the scale. So, like, if they put a picture of a man in front of you and nothing happens,
Well,
zero.
Typically, it's a questionnaire and your responses. Now, for people who do have that homophobia, there's something they're trying to lie to themselves.
Or they get
Those are the
turned
people in the
on.
studies where they actually have to measure the blood flow to your genitals, because there are a lot of people who would lie. It's a separate study, right? But
Yeah.
a lot of men especially, this is less common in women, because we know that if you look at research,
They don't
gay
tell them
men,
it's
it's much more shameful, right? Like most straight men would get turned on by two women, but the same, it doesn't really translate to two men.
Yeah.
So men will tend to lie about their sexual orientation more than women, just because of society.
Yeah. Because I feel like they're judged more
They are.
in that sense, especially in the heterosexual community.
Yes.
Like, and that's where homophobia actually.
I don't even
Yes.
feel like
Takes
I
place.
have like a type. I don't think I'm bi or anything. I think like I like everything. I mean, if you're hot, you're hot.
Is there a
Like,
term for liking
Yeah.
only hot
Pansexual?
people?
I think I'm
I think you're pansexual and
You're
queer.
hot sexual.
I'm hot. Yeah, I'm hot sexual. If you're hot, I'm in.
I love it. All right, well, now it's also time for a written question, because everybody doesn't always have to show their face on the show for some help and some advice.
That
So
one
let's-
girl seemed really mad about the plastic surgery.
Yeah, she was.
She was not happy.
All right, this is from I'm Petty Jojo. When I was younger, I had I had a love that felt perfect until I found out they weren't honest with me, and it broke my heart. Been there. Know what you're talking about, Petty Jojo. Is it crazy to think about giving a past love a second chance, or should I just move on for good? I'm not trying to be another Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Why you shooting at J-Lo? What?
I
You
wanted
are
them
petty.
to work out. I wanted J-Lo and Ben to work out.
That was like gonna be the ultimate love story if they got divorced after 20 years and then got back together and stayed together. I think everybody was rooting for J-Lo and Ben. I think even when you look at her movies and it's that romantic, hopeless romantic tale. Like, you want her to find her person, and it's almost like the Elizabeth Taylor thing too, to where you just see somebody just constantly, either they're getting their heart broke,
Yeah.
or their career becomes first. And then, I think Kim Kardashian has dealt with the same thing, and it's like almost it gets meshed in together, and you start thinking about their personal life and who they're married to and who they're dating. You're starting to equate that to their success, opposed to like, yo, let your personal life be personal, and your business life be
I
business.
also think we just don't know who we are when we're young, right? So if this, I don't know how old this this person is, but if this was when you were 16 and now you're 25 or you're 30, if there was an attraction, I do believe that people do change, they can change. I think you're such a good example. To me, I just love what an outspoken person you are in terms of your borderline personality disorder diagnosis, which you no longer meet criteria for because of the therapy and the work on yourself that you've done. Like, people do change,
No, you
right?
can. And anytime they say it's incurable, you can only treat symptoms, that's because they're not truly going deeper. And they do some like EMDR therapy and things like that, but they don't actually it's like they put you in therapy and you ruminate on all the things that made you sick. And that just makes you sicker because you're thinking about it all the time. But if you go to the root of things and you really find out what their trauma was when you were younger, and you actually rip it out, you bring it to the surface, you process the emotion, you forgive everybody, it changes everything.
You got to go, so I do EMDR. So when I have somebody with borderline
Well, y'all
personality disorder,
throwing all these damn letters around. What is EMDR?
So EMDR is a trauma reprocessing therapy. It stands for eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. So it's great for people if you have trauma, if you have a history of sexual abuse, physical abuse. Oftentimes, almost always in my opinion, people with personality disorders, there's trauma. There's something that either happened to you or something you didn't get from your parents or your caretakers. So that's a piece. I always treat that. And there's another therapy that I draw from called DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, which it's almost like a class.
It's actually
it teaches
similar
you
to the 12 steps of
it
Alcoholics
is.
Anonymous.
It is. It's a lot of interpersonal effectiveness. It's mindfulness. It's how to not let your emotions carry you away. Because, man, if your emotions carry you away and you don't know how to regulate that in relationships, that's a nightmare.
Man, I can imagine. And not to get all up in your business, but we have to get all in your
Clearly
business.
an open book.
Being the fact that I'm sure you deal with judgmental just opinions, not only in you know, in your comments or all that stuff, but even in your personal life and when it comes to dating, because they probably have an idea like, oh, she's this type of person. Does that make it harder to find that authenticity and the people to accept you and the journey that you, because I always feel like, even with me, like, I feel like, yo, I want to grow, but people won't allow me to grow. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I want to do better. I don't want the stereotype of this
Because people
player
put you in a
and
box?
serial baby daddy all the time, and it's like, it's almost like society won't allow me to break the, you know, and
Well,
rightly
like,
so,
people
because
think-
it's my history, and like, if it's the first thing you think of when you think Nick Cannon, like, oh, the gigolo with 12 kids, you know, like, it's...
Sounds like you're attached to the story you're given, and honestly, like, what people think of me is none of my business. So
I always say that.
At the same time, it's like, everyone's
But I'm
gonna
talking about
judge.
when it is your
Yeah, no, I
business,
mean,
when it's like, when they're like, when you're
Yeah,
looking to
in your
date
business.
somebody.
I mean, I've been with the same person for like 9 years.
Oh, so y'all good then.
And yeah, and then before that, I was with someone for 5 years. Before that, I'm a serial monogamist, and I've never had a problem finding a person.
So how can you be, I just think about, how can you be a serial monogamist but still be, like, make the type of content that doesn't...
Well, I don't do like mainstream. I've always done stuff with my boyfriend
So
or,
it's
or my
always-
girlfriends. He's open with me being with girls and stuff like that.
So that's not monogamy, that ain't no problem. If it's a girl, you good.
He don't care. He's like, no girls.
Sound like my type of guy.
But, you know, it's one of those things that, like, I don't know, man. Like, I bring me to the table, and it's so authentically raw me, and people, when they get a taste of it, I can tell it changes them, like, in my presence, because they're like, whoa, this person's like, what you see is what you get.
Very comfortable
and it
being
makes them
herself.
want to tell me things. It makes them want to talk to me. They realize I have no shame about anything, like, clearly. And so, like, I think it's really refreshing for people. And I think when you just become absolutely raw and say all the ugly parts, and you don't give anyone any power. Yeah. And so,
Big time.
no one has power over me but me.
Ooh, that's true confidence. That's true confidence.
Love that. And as strong as that is, clearly it took probably a while for you to get there, and that's
Yes.
really the reason for this show and this platform, is because we want to give people the opportunity who may not be as strong as Viking Barbie.
But she did a lot of work to get here,
I'm
you know?
huge
and
in the recovery community. I'm always reaching out. I've given away like full scholarships to rehabs. I have a friend that works with Straight Jacket podcasts and like a bunch of like rehabs.
Yeah.
And he literally put people in. I have my ex is transgender. She's dealt with like methamphetamine and stuff like that. I put her in the rehab. Like I'm constantly like I do not give up.
You're an advocate. You're an activist in the
100%,
space now.
because I was given it freely, and like I'm giving it back always.
That's beautiful. I definitely commend that. And like I was saying, even in the sense of like everybody on this platform is looking to grow to be able to have that level of confidence. But everybody doesn't always have it. So we give them the opportunity to still ask the question, and they can disguise their voice. They don't have to show their face, and they can still submit a question. So it's time for our anonymous question.
Sometimes I get turned on by porn scenes that I think would be totally uncomfortable in real life. How do you figure out what's fantasy and what you actually want?
Great question.
Yeah.
You know, you said something tonight. You said when you're pegging, it's power. So a lot of
Did
times...
she say begging?
I'll peg too. I peg dudes too.
I was about to say, I thought she was talking
Not
about
my boyfriend
knocking
doesn't
out.
let me, but I have in the past.
She said with women, pegging is when you stick it in a man's ass,
I
right?
thought I was pegging a man. Turns out she's a woman. She's transgender now. So.
Oh.
We've been talking before the podcast.
Oh,
There's
okay.
so many stories.
Y'all know each other on a different level.
But you identified something in that power dynamic, and a lot of times it is that. So, for example, MILF. We also said the word MILF tonight, didn't we?
Yeah.
It is one of the most searched
Porn. Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you want to have sex with your mother or somebody else's mother.
Somebody
but a lot
else's
of
mother for sure.
A lot of times it's the dynamic, and it can sometimes represent something you're not getting in your life. So, for example, if you are super high-powered and you're always taking care of everybody, you're an investment banker, you have 4 kids, you're in charge of
CEO.
everything.
You're the
CEO.
president.
I used
of the
to beat
United
the
States.
shit out of dudes on camera. Like I used to fucking kick dudes in the nuts.
And
for
were they
money.
really powerful men in real life?
Not really, but they, you know, I'm sure they. I don't know what their real life was,
She's
but
just like kicking dudes in
well,
the nuts.
I do.
Because
but-
two things can happen. You know, so a lot of times, if your early sexual experiences, if there was a little bit of shame, that gets wired into your brain, and your brain has associated that that sort of, I'm going to humiliate you or hit you as a sexual response. Or for some people, it represents the opposite. It's something that I'm not getting. So if I'm this high-powered person and I'm going for this MILF porn, like the fact that somebody is older and wiser than me, if that turns you on, but you have to understand what is it about that is actually erotic to you.
So if you want to get, I feel like if this guy or girl wants to get pooped on, I feel like that's something you don't like do.
Did she say that?
I'm just saying, that's what I'm imagining.
What are y'all hearing that I'm not hearing?
Because, you know, like,
Pegging and pooping? What show?
they were saying, like, do I take it that far? And I'm like, what's far, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you can do anything, but, like, I feel like some things are just extreme, like, fantasy. And I used to talk to all the fantasy, like, the people that did that, like, Dom stuff with me, and they would be like, yeah, like, some stuff is so crazy, you just want to pretend it's happening. And you know you're never going to take it there. Right. Some people take it there.
I've treated that. I have treated people
people
like
get
to get poop on. But for other people...
Is there a diagnosis?
Did you get to wear a hazmat suit?
Well, I wasn't there personally. They were just telling me about it. But, you know, for a lot of people, it's the adrenaline. It's the, let's go further and further.
Yeah.
Let's see the most disgusting, the most
Because you get
horrific
bored. It's
thing.
like the dopamine you're chasing.
I ain't never been that bored of me.
And that can sometimes...
on you.
That in and of itself can be problematic. You know,
I don't
porn
wanna, like,
addiction is a
drop any-
very, very real thing.
Drop any names, but I know a famous director who liked girls to put Jamba Juice in their mouths and squirt it all over his face.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Very
didn't.
Why you talking about like that?
I didn't do it, but I had a friend who was like an escort who did, and he may or may not make films that are extremely like lots of crashes and stuff. I'm not gonna go into it, but.
But even in that point, because we hear these rumors all the time, especially it sounds like it always happens in Dubai. Like, is this a real thing to where powerful men, because you brought it up, or people who have lots of money, I feel like they were like, all right, let me see what I can get people to do.
Yeah,
yes.
Sometimes,
it's not like they really like it, but
Like
just
take a dump on you.
Yeah,
You know,
like to
you're
be
gonna
able to
take it.
say that because I'm so rich and I can do this and I am
Power trip.
bored.
I think
It's
they
like a
hate women in Dubai a little bit too. There's some kind
Not
of
everybody.
Not everyone, but the ones that are pooping on them. I mean, you have to hate them a little bit, right? Like,
My question is, who's cleaning that up?
Good
Like,
question.
and how much do they make a week?
Good question.
well, if I'm paying you $100,000 to come to Dubai to get pooped on, you're cleaning it up.
Self-cleaning is all.
Yeah.
It's an all-encompassing fee.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was disgusting.
Wait, we didn't answer this person's question, but don't take it too far. Don't get pooped on.
Yeah, there it is. Do what's comfortable, right?
And if something is an exclusive source of arousal, so if that is the only way, so there are some people that may just be a fetish. That may just be how you get turned on. And if that's true for you, then find a partner who that is okay for the two of you to do.
Don't hurt people.
And
That's really
and of
the only
course,
thing.
Safe,
Don't ever hurt
sane,
anybody.
Consensual, don't hurt people, but if you're not doing that, then great.
That is, yeah, that was nasty. But it gives us the time to kind of hit reset and offer up, you know, the opportunity for anybody in our audience to ask a question.
So my question is, when would be the right time to ask to bring in a partner, and how would be the right way to do that? An extra partner.
A dude or a chick?
Huh?
A dude or a chick?
I would want 2 girls.
Okay, you gotta bring in a guy first.
He ordering at McDonald's. I would like 2 girls and some fries, please.
Yeah, nah.
We talked about this a lot on this show, and I've been in that situation. My advice, and take it for what it is, or my insight, every time it was a scenario that started off monogamous, that I really cared about the person, when you try to implement someone else, like, it creates all types of problems and insecurities specifically in not just her, but in you as well. Because one, you're gonna have to work your ass off, player. It gets going. Even if your girl is like into girls, you're gonna be like double dutch all night, like trying to wait to jump in and get your turn.
That is a very good point.
And then even like again, as someone who considers himself a pleaser, it's like you gotta, where you were just focused on one person, now you gotta focus on two. And then the psychological aspect that comes with bringing someone into your relationship, you know, for that good time y'all have for however minutes that is, you're gonna be talking about that for the next however long, because it's like, why did this happen? Do you like this? Or is the woman just doing it because she wants to please you, opposed to her actually really being into it? And that's why, so my main advice is find you a person that really likes that from the gate. And then that conversation,
don't try and talk her into that.
yeah, the conversation is gonna be easy because she's gonna bring it up to you.
Yeah.
And opposed to, you know, you trying to convince your partner.
Or my angle is bring a dude in for her, and then she's gonna be a go. She's gonna be like, oh.
So that's some swinger shit.
So, no, you just bring a dude.
You trying to have a Diddy party.
Yeah. It's like a little bit of cucking. That's all I'm saying. And then
It's cucking.
she's gonna do.
What is that? I done learned so much shit on this
She's gonna do
episode.
whatever you want.
Oh.
I think you want to be together long enough that the two of you have a good, trustful, intimate connection, a strong relationship. Because if it's in the first 2 weeks, you're just setting, and this is fine too, if you're setting up a relationship to be about fun and open sexual exploration, that's one thing. If it depends on the road you're heading or the road you both want to go on, right? Because I agree with Nick, for most people, you are going to open up a can of worms, and you have to be really sure that both of you are okay with that, and it's not gonna just create a whole shit show once you do.
Yeah.
Not the other kind of shit show we were talking about.
That's a whole nother shit show.
That's a whole nother shit show.
This has been a shit show, literally. But we've had so much fun. Thank you for that open and honest question. We appreciate that. And of course, this wouldn't be Nick Cannon at night if I didn't go outside and see what's going on in these streets. Let's check it out.
Pornos at night. What's your favorite kind of porn?
Oh my God.
It's romantic.
You like romantic porn?
Yeah, when the man comes and like, oh, gee, I love you, like that.
I don't know what type of porn that is, but
He pays for dinner. Oh, I love that.
they have a porn where he pays for dinner? I haven't seen that one.
When he pays your bills, he pays your car, when he pays the bills, when he's a good friend, when he calls me every day.
This is a whole different kind of porn. Is porn ruining society?
I don't think so. I think that if you're the right person, I don't think that porn should be an issue.
Is porn objectifying or empowering?
I actually think that it could ruin a relationship potentially.
Tell me why.
If you put your time towards that, it's putting it towards a waste of time rather than like doing something better with your life.
Are you the type of person that is into porn? What's your favorite kind?
Passionate.
They make passionate porn?
They're
Where do you find this?
a website called Belleza,
Okay.
and it's porn made by women for women.
You just put me on this, so you just blew my mind. Whoa. Is it just women?
No.
Oh, damn.
There's everything that you would find on a normal website.
Okay. Tell me, are you into porn?
Yeah, growing up as a teenager and things like that. Yeah, I've watched porn here and there.
So it's not like a regular thing.
Honestly, not anymore. Like,
So if I went to your phone right now, I wouldn't see no searches.
you wouldn't see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, healthy.
However, my algorithm on the gram is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I must say it's adjacent. We'll go back adjacent. It's not porn. It's just my first, what's it called? The explore page is kind of crazy.
It's a little crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your Explorer page looking like right now?
It's a mix of like
Big booty white girls?
there's that. It's a mix of NBA playoffs. A little bit of everything.
Like when guys watch porn, is that like unrealistic? Like when you're watching what those girls do, they're like squirting across the room. It's like 5 of them at it.
I don't know. It's been a long time, so I think
So you don't watch porn?
I don't watch porn. No.
Good for you. When a woman makes porn for women, what's the difference from regular porn?
I feel like they are more in tune with what a woman feels.
So this is feelings porn?
I feel like a man if I'm having sex with someone just for the physical act of having sex. I want to feel something beyond just doing this and you got off more on it than I did and I'm not getting much in return. I want to feel like in the act.
Are we still talking about porn?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I want to be in it, feel it, not question it.
And so when you're watching this, you get all of the feelings?
It's more realistic to how a sensual porn goes versus just a penetration sense.
porn? Is it ruining society?
I don't necessarily think it's helping society. I don't know. I would go as far to say as ruining it, though.
Now, because there's statistics out there that are saying like it's ruining our minds and it's unrealistic for relationships.
That's so fair. That's like learning how to like drive a car watching F1.
What's more addictive, TikTok or porn?
I don't watch porn, so I would say TikTok.
Good for you. Good for you. Say, what do you think is more addicting, porn or TikTok?
Oh, TikTok for sure.
If you had to get rid of one of them.
Oh, if I had to get rid of one, yeah, obviously porn.
You would get rid of porn before you get rid of TikTok?
TikTok is like fire, dude. Like I love TikTok. Like, I'm always like on TikTok or YouTube.
Well, Doc, you got the real statistics when it comes to that, right?
Yep.
So go ahead, lay it on us. Porn, is it healthy?
You can have a healthy relationship with porn, but you want to be really careful. So the dopamine in your brain, it's almost like you get a certain number of coins to spend per week. And once you've reached that limit, that means that anything you do outside of that, you're gonna have less coins to spend. So if you're in a relationship and you're watching porn all week, you've used up a lot of that dopamine release, and then the sex in the relationship is actually gonna not feel as stimulating.
So it can desensitize you.
It can. And then the other thing, all of the, when I'm screening for addiction, what do I ask? Sometimes with alcoholism, it's, have you felt the need to cut down? That's true for porn addiction, right? Have you ever felt guilty that you've been watching too much porn? Has it ever...
definitely felt guilty for watching porn.
So that's
only on Sundays.
And you can kind of tell, right? The hallmarks of addiction are tolerance and withdrawal, right? So you need more and more to get the same result, and then if you take it away, you feel irritable, you get in a bad mood, or you just can't. So that can really
People
obviously
have
affect...
porn withdrawals?
Anything withdrawal.
That's crazy.
Because your brain, listen, you're releasing so much dopamine.
That's me every day.
Cocaine, porn.
Mad till I see some titties.
Same neurotransmitter, you take that away, you have less dopamine, and it takes your brain about a month to sort of recalibrate. So for that first month, you're gonna feel a little irritable, You're gonna feel like, wow, I don't have that one thing making me feel so good that I'm used to going to whenever I'm hungry, angry, lonely, tired, bored,
It ruins relationships. Both of my exes had porn addictions, and it was like, in the beginning.
Even with you?
Well, in the beginning, it was great because they're sex addicts. So you just think, I'm like, am I the hottest thing that's ever?
Like, I'm so good in
dude,
bed.
I'm good. And then after about 6 months to a year, you start noticing they're dwindling. They're going to the bathroom because your fresh dopamine.
They're going to the bathroom.
Yeah, you're the laundry room.
I don't know. We was talking about the shitting again.
Like hiding away to do it. And then you're just like, and then it starts making you feel shitty about yourself. And then you're like, what? And then you start upping the ante, making it more exciting, but it's not as exciting as being able to pick anything you want.
Right.
And so you just have to find someone who can be a freak with you and like to make your own porns.
Here's the one simple question. Is my porn watching making my relationships better or worse? Ask yourself that question. If it's making your relationships worse, or you dating worse because you're getting what you need and now nothing feels good enough, that's worse. So if you just ask yourself that one simple question, that usually does it.
That's where being there at your dude's little porn star is like the best thing. You know what I mean? You're just like, you're the favorite. You know what I mean? Because you're doing all the things, and then you guys have fun together. But if they have to constantly look at porn, then that has nothing to do with you. It has to do with a problem they have,
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. We have gotten some great advice from Viking Barbie and Dr. Mike Dow. Y'all give them a round of applause. Did you guys learn something? I know I did. Talking about pegging and cucking and all type of stuff.
I told you I'm weird.
Hey, we love it. Thank you. And this has been Nick Cannon at Night. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, slide in them DMs, and holla at us. Thank you, guys.
All right.
If you like Nick Cannon at Night, you can watch it on YouTube or watch new episodes early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.